Hello, everyone. Hello. Just give us a couple of minutes here. Just gonna welcome everyone to TheProfitRoom.com. We're a stock market trade and education company. Please share in your different groups that you do know of. We teach people how to trade the different financial markets, whatever it is, stocks, options, forex, futures. If it has a chart, we trade it. And what we like to do, we like to highlight different students. We like to look at it in this time that we're dealing with economically. Is a lot of stuff that happens in the financial markets. One thing we like to always say, even though businesses are closed, some people unfortunately don't have no job right now, which is terrible, right? But the stock market is still open. No matter what, the stock market is still open. People are still out here able to make money in the stock market, or even just get educated in the stock market. Even though we're sitting back now, a lot of people are just thinking about what they can possibly do or how can they benefit so they don't go through a situation like this again. Because when we look at this situation, is very, very tragic for many. There's going to be a big shift in generational wealth. It's going to be a lot of things that's going to take place now that's going to change a lot of people in their life and their livelihood. And one thing about that is like everybody's looking for opportunity in some type of way, right? We're all looking for an opportunity, but we want to make sure that we get an opportunity that's going to last, right? And I'm a keyword say that we want an opportunity that's going to last and an opportunity that's going to be able to benefit us in the future and also our generations to come. So that being said, I just wanted to introduce one of our recent students that we have here. His name is Joshua. He was a part of our stock and options group course. And Joshua, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You know, who you are, what you do, things of that nature. Just to everybody get familiar with you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joshua Brown. Right now, I'm an engineer, railroad engineer. That's what I do for a living right now. Father, single father, daughters, raising them by myself here. Um, the big thing with my biggest attraction to wanting to take the class was just getting an education and finding another way to transition to another career path at some point. So that was my huge attraction to the Profit Room and, wanting to take the classes here.
Got you. And I know, like you mentioned before, you're still working, which is great.
I am.
Engineer, you're a essential worker. And one of the biggest things uh, for somebody in your position is being appreciative of what you have, right? But then even that, having a decent job, because I was in the same situation like yourself, you still sought out more education because
True.
having a job like what you're doing, I know they provided a pension, benefits, they probably doing 401k, and it's stable because they need workers like yourself. So what initially, besides, you coming to the profit room, what drew you to wanting to learn more about the stock market? Because I say you mentioned before, you telling me that you was following a couple other people. What drew you to that besides, I know, being some independent things on your own? What made you want to be involved with the market?
Well, just understanding. I mean, once you understand those things, you kind of have it. Kind of mirrors the economy and what's going on globally as well. I've always been interested in that as well. And what better way than to understand how to profit from it also. So that was my number one thing there. Just having that understanding of the market, money, learning another language. That was the biggest attraction for me.
Okay. And how did you find or hear about the Profit Room? Because that's always unique. Every time we talk to somebody, because majority of the time we are trading, we don't do a lot of external marketing. A lot of stuff is just from people finding us or our YouTube. So how did you hear about the Profit Room?
I heard about the Profit Room. I was a part of another group on Facebook that was dedicated. I mean, the name, I forget the name exactly of it, but it's terrible. It said it was talking about black traders, stocks, options, and retirement funds, or something to that tune. And I would see the Profit Room videos in there, and I would see the videos of you guys trading live. And the biggest thing was the transparency. It wasn't just a money pool, a money draw, to where you were trying to take money from people and return, not give them return on their investment. But so I would see that. So the proof is in the pudding. And like I said, I would see other people. You guys be trading on different platforms. I didn't know much about those platforms at that time. I didn't know the difference between stocks and options, or forex or futures and different things like that. So it kind of piqued my interest. So when I would first log on, I think I began contacting you, inboxing you a little bit, asking you questions initially about taking a class. You were giving me a little bit of information, directing me to the site. And from there, here I am.
All right, cool. And that's one thing that we strive to do, is that a lot of people, when they see our videos, just like yourself, it's more to motivate and inspire from what you can do. It's not necessarily like, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that. Because we get students all the time that people say, hey, what should I trade? Or what should I do? It's like, listen, I can't tell you exactly what to do. I can probably guide you as a beginner, but just to let you know what's available out there for people in order for them to decide what they want to do. And it seems like, a lot of people get more attracted to the options, which is great. You don't need a lot of capital in order to do it, but there's people that benefit from it, and they really see, oh wow, this is not that difficult in order to do it. So tell us a little bit about your experience from taking the course with the Profit Room. How have you benefited from it, the structure behind it? Because as a newbie, being exposed to the market and being a part of, like, the different Facebook groups is different when you take a course. So, and fresh newbies are the best. So to just give everybody a little bit of your experience from what you felt about the course, how you benefited from it, or things of that nature.
Okay. Well, one thing, like I said, I've always been interested, but I didn't know what I was looking at. Now I'm beginning to decode and decipher. I can watch Bloomberg TV, which I try to watch, or if I'm looking at Yahoo Finance, and, I'm able to kind of decode and look at, kind of beginning to understand what I'm looking at. That's been a huge thing there. The educational part, just the way it's broken down, the steps, every week, kind of bringing us along slowly. Then providing the resources, backing it up with the resources, the help, the different sites, the instruction. That's been huge, because like you learn another language, and it's something that I want to do for a long time. It's something I want to transition into doing, and get out of the workforce in that sense. So it's been great for me. I've been excited. I haven't been able to transition fully yet, of course, because I'm a newbie, but I'm definitely inspired to do that.
Got you. Now, do you feel like, as a Zach newbie, what was your feelings going into the course? Was you nervous? Did you think
Yeah,
that I know? Okay.
yeah, because with confidence comes from knowledge. I wasn't sure if I could do it. Not everybody can do everything. I know that. I'm fully aware of that. So coming in, you're just, okay, am I going to be able to keep up with the pace? Am I going to be able to really grasp this, and really, understand it, and put these strategies to work, and put these different things that I'm learning to work. So I was a little bit uneasy about that. But as the weeks went by, just watching the replay of the videos, which is also a great tool. Having those, you can just kind of go back, you can reference them, you can pause, you can rewind, and just kind of go back into things. That's kind of built my confidence, and moving forward. So that's been good for me.
Got you. Got you. Uh, which is great. So let me ask you another question, because as a man, do you feel um, coming into the trading arena or investing, uh, is it difficult? And the only reason I ask you, you notice now, salute to all the women. We always see women, 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 even all over line. It's like the year of the woman, or the decades of women, women empowerment, and I salute all of that. And we do have a lot of male clients as well, but we do have more female clients than male. So what do you think can be the apprehension with some of us coming into this field? Like, I know it has a lot to do with confidence in the beginning. You spoke of that, but you was able to, uh, you know, overwhelm that based on who you are as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think can be some more features or additives, I would say, that may be making some of us apprehensive?
Well, I think that men, we have the responsibility of being the provider, the financial provider for our families, and we're more inclined because of that to go with the sure thing, like my job. A lot of these guys, they never leave. It may be the only job they've ever had, but they never leave. They know that paycheck is coming every 2 weeks. They got those benefits. It's XYZ. They may not love it. They may hate it, but they know they got that sure thing there. So I think that pressure of being the provider, the sole provider for a family as a man, if you got a good job, you got a retirement, you got the 401k, the pension, all the benefits, and the paycheck, you can pay the bills. Hey, you've done your job. You get the pat on the back, so to speak. So a lot of men, they kind of shy away from those things. I've went through a transition similar to this. I had a job, I was young, back in 2002, 2003. I was making 70 grand a year, 22, 23 years old. Hey, I was good at that point, I thought. But then somebody got in my ear and mentioned real estate, where I became a loan originator. Commission only. Took me 6 months to close my first deal. So I mean, I didn't get a paycheck for 6 months. You know, just that was tough. It wasn't the thing to do. It wasn't the
And,
popular
and
thing
it,
to
it
do.
made yeah, it made you feel a little bit less, right? Because you
Yeah,
wasn't doing
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely. It made me, I went through a range of emotions. I was still the sole provider. I had a child even then, so a young child as a young man. And it's like, you listen to all these things. People are going to college. I didn't take that path. I didn't go to college until later. So even just learning those things, sorry about that. Even just, stepping out, venturing out, even then was tough. And ultimately the housing crisis, crept up on us and
Yeah.
stuffed me out of the business. So I was back then. I went to college. I went back to a 9 to 5, so it was tough. But I think that's the biggest thing, men being a sole provider, and you have that pressure. You want to go with the sure thing. With me, I lost everything, after that. And for me to be going in this position again, trying to head into that direction, to be self-sufficient and to get out and do something on my own, it's not popular among people.
Man, listen, amen, Brand. Amen. I appreciate you that you said that, because I think even to our our females in the community, and it's like you said, even confidence. If you're doing right as a man, you're trying to be a provider,
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to take care of your family, and you making money. It can, if you feel like you said, 6 months without getting a paycheck, that's crushing to a man that wants to work and
Yeah.
a man that wants to provide. That's crushing internally. And it seems like when you go out on a ledge to try to do certain things, and it's it can seem like, and I'm trying to use the right words, kind of with the ladies to beat me up, women could be a little bit more forgiving in some cases if failure comes. If failure comes, where with a guy, like sometimes, or a man, the the failure rate, and this is just from guys speaking, this is guy code talk with trading right now, everybody. It's like, tag, you know, I gotta do so much better. You know, I gotta do so much better. Like I can't, and that's what draws apart. Like even with a lot of my live videos and stuff I'm doing it for me, but also to show that I can do it. It's a little internal thing behind it. Whereas that there's some people that don't have to do anything. They don't have to say anything. They could just say, hey, I made XYZ. I profited this. I see it all the time online with no proof, no facts, no anything, just a smile. And
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's a great person. That's an amazing person. And people follow that. But when it comes back to, you know, certain other people, it's just internal. It's like, all right, listen, how can I show that I'm doing this the right way, in the safe way, right? In order to do it. Because I was in your same situation. I had an amazing job. The same thing, 401k, all that stuff like that. And it's, you got people there that never leave because life is good. You probably go to work, you probably got the legacy, you know, you probably got some seniority. And the thing is, you're doing the best you can. You know, you're doing what's right, but internally something's eating up on you that you know you can do better for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. I want to say one thing about that. Just stepping out there, being a provider. Like I said, I'm single, you know, I co-parent, you know, just being, I have to make this go, you know, nobody else. I don't have anybody else bringing a paycheck in the door of my house right now. I got to make this go. So I have to be able to do that in full confidence, man, if I'm going to step out and do something. And I'm only able to do that because I failed before, you know? So that enables me to a certain extent. And I'm not going to say that my job is horrible as a locomotive
No, no, no,
engineer.
no, no.
First of all, being a young Black man, I'm just going to say it for what it is. We
Yeah,
weren't always allowed afforded those opportunities.
yeah,
Um,
you got the lottery. You got the
yeah,
lottery.
yeah,
Basically.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel you.
Now, when I pull in, when I pull into Chicago Union Station, and I got a train of 300 people that I've made, you know, I've brought them in safely to their destination, to their final destination of Chicago, or whether I'm going the other way, you know, if I'm going to the other end, and I step off of that engine, and I see the senior people look at me, the senior Black people, the senior gentlemen, the senior women look at me, and they look, and they're surprised to see me step off of that engine, whether it be the kids. It's a certain things that come with, you know, I feel great about that. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like I've done them well. You know, I've made them proud to see an older Black man or older Black woman look at me on that platform, whether it be a little kid that's looking up and they don't expect to see me get off at that engine.
No, they don't.
You know?
No, they
So
don't.
that's definitely huge. You know, I love that, but I also understand it's a stop for me. Like I said, I think that'll be for me to do that, for me to stay there until I'm 60 years old, I'm approaching 40. I think that'll be the greatest underachievement for me and my children, for me showing them a direction and giving them hope and telling them to follow their dreams and to pursue without fear. Then I got to walk it. I got to walk that same walk, you know?
Yeah.
So it all ties in for me.
And I'm glad you bring that because you respect what you do as a profession and
Mm-hmm.
you have sense of pride in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes you the man that you are because you may not like certain things or aspects about who you work for or the type of job you do, but you see that what I'm doing right here, not everybody has that opportunity.
Yeah.
And I've been in the same exact shoes like you. And you doing this transition is probably going to be one of the hardest things for you to actually leave, but you're going to be able to do it. Because I was in a situation like you and life was good. You know, everything was good. And I had a tragedy happen with me with my father unfortunately passed. He had got cancer and like boom. And it was just a reality because I'm like, I got this amazing job. I've been studying all these years trading and I'm trading already. It's like I could walk away now. I could walk away because I was never going to walk away. Because like you saying, you got people at your job that's probably there like 40,
40
40
years.
something years.
Absolutely.
They have nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they need the money no more. They just used to going to work and getting paid, and there's cushion. And that's all they know. So this opportunity that we have, being in our generation in the information age, you can still provide for your family, make the money and do what you got to do, and learn a skill like you're doing now, and just take your time and
Mm-hmm.
not rush it, and
Mm-hmm.
like develop that muscle. And that's what I was doing. I was developing. I straight. I'm like, all right, boom. You know, like you said, work come up. You may have to take off a week from studying. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. But you, like you said, now you can sit down, understand Bloomberg. You can read a chart. You can understand what's going on in the stock market. And before you know it, probably by this time next year, your mind to be so sharp and fresh, your confidence is even more. Your
Mm-hmm.
confidence is even more. And when that time comes, like I gotta make this transition or something like that, you know that you can be able to do it. Because
Mm-hmm.
that was the when I walked into my job and I told them I resigned, and I said I gotta take care of my mother and my family now. I said she needs me. I said I gotta come and go when I please, because I had mandatory overtime and stuff. The
Mm-hmm.
manager looked at me, he stared at me, and he was like, I could never do what you do. He was dead serious. He said, I could never do what you just did, what you walking away from. And I said, I know. I said, but my life has changed now. But I was scared. I was, it's like I was scared to death. It's like the lottery. I'm walking away from the lottery.
Yeah.
I started a job at 19, right? I was making $50,000 a year the first year. And like you said, after that, you just making six figures and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I had the lottery, and I was there like 17 years.
Ooh.
Life was good. Life is good. And I just walked away. I was like, man, I was like, I couldn't believe that. I said, Latoya, you might have to pay my bills if something happened. I threw it right on Latoya. but I'm glad you expressed that, because I want more guys to realize that, and it takes a humbling attitude too, because we all like to be the man and things like that. It takes a lot to have somebody else teach you or show you what to do, but your mind is right. That's the good thing. Once your mind is right, it can be transformed to learn anything. And you know that's great. So what do you look forward to in the future with trading, investing, and things of that nature?
Well, I have I still have my background in real estate. I'm actually getting ready to close on a house now as we speak, and within the
Oh,
next another week and a half.
congratulations, man.
Thank you, thank you. So I want to invest heavily in real estate. I love it, whether it be flipping or whether it be getting the property to hold for the residual income. So I want my life to be that residual income between um, real estate, and I want to become a trader. I want to be able to trade on multiple platforms. I really want to become a strong and successful trader. I mean, I'm just I just see no other way right now for me. That's
Yeah,
my direction. I have a best friend of close to 30 years. He's starting on the same journey as well. He's at a different place than I am right now in that process, but we talk about it every day. That's all we talk about. I want to get him to take some classes with the Profit Room as well. He took some other education, going into Forex, starting out that way.
mm,
And this is the route I chose to take, but I definitely want to bring them on board here as well. But that's the future for me. I want to be able to travel. I don't want to wait until I retire to start living, because some of these guys that from my industry, they don't even get their first retirement check. They don't live very long.
never,
They limp out the
never.
door. And that's not what I want to do. I want to retire. I want to not have to do anything when my youngest daughter graduates from high school. So I got about 9 or 10 years for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So that's what I want to do. Those are my goals.
And that's good, man. That first of all, you realize that, and you also have a homeboy that's an accountability partner. if he's
Yeah.
doing forex, you doing the stocks and options, and it's just like, you know, I was having a conversation with my buddy like that the other day, and even like now the quarantine, the average person every Friday, it's the same people at the lounge, it's the same people at the sports bar, watching the same shows over and over again. Ain't nobody talking about nothing.
Yeah.
You just sitting there sipping,
Yeah.
right? Like you said, we all approaching 40, but this the same thing everybody was doing 5, 6 years ago,
No growth,
right?
man.
No growth. Like we saw that Ali and Frazier fight. How many times we gonna watch it? How many
Yeah.
times we gonna see that
Yeah.
the 1995 NBA finals and sit
Mm-hmm.
there and talk, you know? So that's great to see that, because now it's better to do something now. And like you said, this is why I always, like, you're not even like when you mentioning like your daughter, you're taking yourself out of it. And that's the thing. I think a lot of people start off and they're selfish. They worry about what they want now, what they need now, what looks hot now, right? But you said by the time your daughter is out of high school, it's like, all right, I'm keeping her on my mind. I'm keeping my other stuff, because at the end of the day, you got to take care of her. You got to make sure everything is solid. You got to make sure everything is put in place no matter what. So you got the real estate. You already got the solid job. Now you're going to put the stock market mixed in. Man, that's a powerful combo, man. That's to support you and everything that you're doing, man. Like, it is good to just hear that, because all we hear is a lot of women, women, women. I support the women. They do a lot more than what we can do, right? But I like to hear even more when you know in the background there's, fellas that's just there trying to do it. We may not be as fast, as they moving, but we there. We
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
we still in there,
It's
you
just
know.
like you said about the accountability thing, man. I gotta have that circle. I can't even hang around too much with guys that are not trying to do something, man. Are not and not just talking about it, who are not really trying to strategically put themselves in a better position. Because I don't want to have the same conversations. I've had them for 20 years, 25 years with the guys that I've grown up close to and stuff like that. But now, man, people kind of separate themselves by their conversation. Certain things I want out of life, and certain conversations aren't going to benefit me. Like you said, doing the same thing over, but expecting something different in the end. That's just not how it works. And that's not how it materializes in my mind either.
It's like you said now, like I had another conversation since this quarantine thing. Everybody hey, so what's this about Forex? What's this about options again?
Now they want
Like,
to
bro,
know.
now you want, like, bro, come on.
Now
Come
that the
on.
bottom's
Like,
falling.
now it's like, but it's just like, it is, when you have business is business, but like when you have personal friends, like, listen, it's like, you don't want it. You don't want it. Cause soon as they open the door, it's gone,
And
soon as they open the door, it's gone. You out the house.
I'm transparent about the things that I do, especially things that I take pride in. I don't do things that I don't take pride in, or things that I don't enjoy, or if I'm not trying to share it. I share it with people that I was taking the class. I showed people the links online. Hey man, look, this is where you go sign up for the education, man. Invest in the education. Stop asking me about what trade to get into and because stuff is low. Dude, I don't know. That's the truth. All right. But one thing I can tell you for sure is, hey, go invest in the education. The stock market isn't going anywhere. Before you
Yeah.
put money in the market, invest in the education, man. And I tell people that, so much. It's just, it's you don't know what you're doing. You just donating at that point. You just donating money to the pot. That's all you're doing. So if you want to do that,
So,
find a 501c3 and go donate there. If you just got your money, you want to give it away, because
yeah,
essentially that's what you're doing.
that's all you doing at the end of the day, man. You speaking that wisdom, man. No, listen, Joshua, man, we appreciate it so much, man. We look forward to seeing you in the room, and I'm gonna definitely try to reach out. We'll stay in touch, but thank you so much for supporting the Profit Room. We support you as much as you can, what you're doing and stuff like that. And listen, much success to you, your family, and also your future.
Thank you. I wish you the wish you the same. I'm very appreciative of you guys as well, because you don't have to do it. You guys could be just making your money. You know the market. You guys know the markets. You know how to trade. You guys are settled in. You're dug in. You don't have to reach back for anybody. So I just want to say to you all, this is a great thing that you're doing. Every chance that I get, I definitely try to spread the news or try to, hey, this is what's going on, and just mention it, man. It's a great thing. And I definitely intend to be taking some more classes with you all and just furthering my education as well, man. I appreciate it.
No, thank you so much, man.
Absolutely.
You have a good night. We'll talk to you soon, man.
All
Take
right.
care.
You do the same, Ernest.
All right.